G'day, Steeler Nation. In a way too early mock draft for the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Pittsburgh Steelers select in 2023 with a first-round pick, Anthony Richardson, quarterback, Florida. Here we go. G'day, guys. Welcome back to Steeler Nation Australia. Hear me out for just 1 second. So, yet again, I'm going through the old internet, and I know we just had the NFL draft in 2022. The Pittsburgh Steelers have selected Kenny Pickett and Chris Oladokun, right? Going through the old internet. Now, this is nothing against this guy. This is nothing against, people who write these articles, right? Who do the mock draft straight away. I just want to comment on it for a little bit and say my thoughts as best I can. I do find it funny that we have a mock draft, not even like a week later, like 1 week later, we already have a mock draft for the Steelers and for all 32 teams to choose and the next player. That nothing has happened. Nothing. We haven't even started training camp. We haven't started training camp in 2022, and yet there is some mock drafts flying out the window. And in this example, right, this comes from, I'll give a shout out to him if I can pronounce his name, RIC SERRITELLA. So he's from Sports Illustrated NFL Draft Bible. So I don't know this guy from a bar of soap. I'm sure he's a good fella like me. I'm sure he's a good bloke. But what the bloody hell are you doing writing a mock draft in 2022 when it's almost a year away? So in this article, I will link the article in the description. I'll give him a shout out if you guys want to read it. It's from Sports Illustrated, and it's under like NFL Draft Bible from Rick here. At the same time, though, he goes on to say, and he thinks that the Pittsburgh Steelers aren't done with adding a quarterback. He thinks they're going to add Anthony Richardson, quarterback from Florida. And I just don't really see the logic right away. I don't see any logic for bringing in another quarterback at this point for way too early, right? We added Trubisky. We have Trubisky, Mitch Berg for a 2-year deal. I think the Steelers are going to run with him for 2 years and see what he can do at the quarterback position, hopefully be successful so we don't need to go to the draft again. We then just drafted Kenny Pickett round 1, pick 20, to maybe hopefully be the Steelers franchise quarterback of the future. A fella who Kenny Pickett had been playing in Pittsburgh for the last, I think, 5 years. I think he was in college for 5 years. Or I could be wrong. It could be 4 to 5 years playing in college. He knows Heinz Field. He knows where to park. He knows where to go get lunch. He knows where the gym is. He's familiar with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's familiar with Kevin Colbert, or he's now leaving though, but he's familiar with Tomlin. He's familiar with the organization by playing in Pittsburgh, right? So we have chosen one quarterback there, okay? We have Mason Rudolph, where I think he's on the end of his last contract. I think is next year. Then I think he's out. Now, he could be traded. He could be given away. I don't know. And then the other quarterback we have, round 7, Chris Oladokun, is another fella too that we're bringing in this year. So why would the Pittsburgh Steelers go out and get a quarterback in their mock draft? And this all comes from his site. This all comes from RIC SERRITELLA's site. This is the exact quote. Pittsburgh Steelers select Anthony Richardson, QB, Florida. Now, I'm not too sure what he affiliates with or what team he barracks for. I don't know who he goes for. But like I said, he's probably a good dude, and that's all cool. But when you put that headline out there, I've got a comment on it. I need to talk about it, right? I was like, there's no way they go a quarterback at 9. There's no way they would do that. I just don't see it. I don't see it happening 2 years in a row. You pick up 3 quarterbacks. Also, I find funny as well. So the reason we are picking number 9 would mean that we'd only win about maybe 4, 5, 6 games out of 17. So this writer, Rick, thinks that we're going to go terrible. We're going to go really bad in the NFL. We're going to have a bad season. Like, we're picking 9th. I just don't see that either. I don't see this Pittsburgh Steelers team having a bad off season into the league, into the NFL season, and having a bad 2022. I don't see that. I see us doing tremendous things with the offense and the defense. So that kind of made me laugh too. I was like, 9? We're not going to pick 9. hopefully we're going to pick 32 because we want to go out there and win a Super Bowl. Now, I did want to entertain the idea. I wanted to find out a little bit about the guy. If we were to get him, Anthony Richardson he's played 2 years in Florida. So I never know what it's called, guy. Is it called a red freshman year or freshman year? I don't know the college terms. But in 2020 was his first season. He completed 1 pass out of 2, so it looks like he didn't start at all. He got 1 TD and 1 interception. That's all he did, right? So he must have sat on the bench for a little bit. In 2021, he got 38 completions out of 64, 529 yards, and 6 TDs and 5 interceptions. So a low body of work, not many stats, hasn't played that much football. And maybe they're expecting him to have a big year this year in Florida, and then the Steelers would fall to 9 for having a bad season and then pick him up the first quarterback overall. But, guys, I don't see it. I really don't see. I see, first of all, I don't think we're going to pick at 9. I don't think we're going to pick at 9. I think the Steelers go out there. I actually think we have a chance to win the North. I know it sounds crazy, but with our defense being so talented, or our defense being top 10, with our offense, with Najee and the new workings of bringing in like George Pickett, who we talked about yesterday, how physical he can be. He just needs to control that ego. Also, Calvin Austin and Claypool and those guys and the new offensive line, along with if we can bleed in Kenny Pickett to have a chance to maybe play near the end of the season, I don't see us being a bad team. I don't see it. I don't see us picking in top 10 for the draft. Now, I could be biased because, look, hey, I'm a Steelers fan. So I could be biased, and I am biased. But still, at the same time, this defense is way too good to fall that low to even have the chance to pick a bloke or a quarterback at number 9. So let me know what you guys think in this way too early mock draft. This might be maybe the last time I talk about a mock draft. I don't know. To me, it stresses me out. We just got through the draft, and we picked up some really good players in George Pickens, Calvin Austin, Haywood's brother. Some good players, and Kenny Pickett and those fellas. And now there are already people talking about the mock draft for 2023. Man, I don't know. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. Can't we just talk about the team? Yeah, guys, I don't know. Hopefully you guys enjoy that video. I was reading the article. I was like, there's no way people actually, the minute it stops, the minute that the NFL draft stops, another new mock draft is born. The last pick of the NFL 2022 NFL draft, Mr. Irrelevant, once that happens, it transitions into a new mock draft 1.0 for 2023. It never stops. Crazy. So, yeah, final thoughts. The Pittsburgh Steelers, in my opinion, will not go quarterback at number 9, nor will they be at number 9. They will be at, hopefully, pick 32 as a Super Bowl champion. All right, guys, thank you for checking out Steeler Nation Australia. As always, here we go, Steelers. Here we go.